When I saw this on my tomato plant in 2021, I wasn't quite sure if it was diseased or what was going on with it. All the other plants had the same treatment, and this was the only one that was struggling. All of the plants were exposed to the same temperatures, the same potting mix, also the same feeding schedule. So I wasn't quite sure what to think. Why was my tomato leaves turning a smooty black color? I could only assume that because all of my tomatoes were treated the same, and this was the only one that had it, it was not a temperature problem or an environmental problem that the plant was diseased. Though it did turn out to appear to be a phosphorus problem, and that often happens when tomato plants are exposed to cooler temperatures. I didn't throw the tomato plant out. I fed it with some neem seed meal. Neem seed meal is what's left over after the oil is extracted from the neem plant. Not only is it great at fighting disease and pests, it also feeds the soil. Neem seed meal does not have a high phosphorus level, but I also use other fertilizers as well. And you may notice I did not take the suckers off my tomato plants, and they have not been pruned. The suckers can be harvested off the tomato plant and stuck in soil to grow another plant. I also do not prune and remove the suckers due to the tomato hornworm. The tomato hornworm turns into a hawk moth, and the hawk moth is beneficial, so I leave them just in case. Though I do companion plant with marigolds and basil to hopefully deter them from my garden. And I have not seen a tomato hornworm in my garden in the last 5 years. Also, in the last 5 years, I've been companion planting with marigolds and basil. They do say that removing the suckers and pruning your tomato plants leads to a better harvest. Though, like I said, you can start a whole new tomato plant from a sucker, so I would like to keep them around. Not pruning your tomato plants is said to cause disease when the leaves become compact with each other and the airflow becomes restricted. Though out of the last 5 years, this is something I have personally not encountered. There's definitely a lot of space in between each of my tomato plants, and I have seen people plant in the ground tomato plants that are extremely close to each other. You can clearly grow your tomato in any method you would like. Prune it, don't prune it. I'm not going to twist your arm either way. Though I will tell you, if your tomato plant starts turning black and looking a little sooty, don't toss it. All I did was feed it with some neem seed meal and give it some time to be exposed to higher temperatures. This was A-Hole Gardener, reminding you to start your seeds with A-Hole.